timeout with Chris Webber. You just in that moment getting in a rush, you don't know what could happen. So, I mean, I'm not going to fault the man for it. Happened, big mistake. Little mistake, I mean, it can happen. Seems like the loss with Louisville, a lot of people are saying not putting them out of the playoff picture. A lot of things are going to have to happen for me to think Louisville is going to, for the ACC to get two teams. And you mentioned it earlier, Florida State's out of the playoff, even out of the Atlantic Division picture with two losses, because they're going to have to beat Clemson and hope Louisville goes on a losing streak. But heat of the moment situation, not going to blame the kid. I don't think I probably would have done any different.
No, I certainly understand that. And again, I don't want to make it seem like in a 42-36 game that you can totally put it on them. There was a lot of things that happened. I thought in the first half that Clemson got away with a lot of cheap shots and could have gotten more personal foul calls, and it seemed like Louisville ended up with all of them at the very beginning. There was some rough stuff going on, but it was a great game nonetheless. Now, here's a question I certainly want to ask you, and I'll give you my answer first, which is I saw a lot of, even up to today, this is the best college football game since Texas USC in the Rose Bowl. To which I said, well, Clemson, Alabama last year was pretty damn good too. And I'm not trying to take away anything away from this game, but I know just real quick, did you feel the same way? Did you think this was the best college football game you've watched since USC Texas?
We're talking 10 years. I could name a couple. I could name, time constraints. I could name a few. I mean, I'm not ready to put that up there. Alabama Clemson was good. I want to say Texas in that Texas Tech from 2008 was a good game.
Yes, indeed. That was a really good
one.
Yep.
I'll be a little biased myself. The Florida Oklahoma BCS title game from a few years ago was good. Michigan Ohio State from 2006. Just a few games that come to mind. I'm probably missing a few. I'm probably missing a few of them. Pitt with West Virginia from a couple of years ago, from more than a decade or so ago, when Rich Rodriguez was there. Pitt knocked off West Virginia, bumped them off in the national title picture. So while this game was good, I'm of the belief I'm guilty of this sometimes too. Prisoner of the moment now situation. Yeah. I'm more of a let things marinate. We still got 3 more months, and we got bowl season to talk about. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Poinsettia Bowl type of moment that everybody will be talking about. So I like to let games to just marinate. Like a nice piece of beef. Put on the seasons, let it marinate, keep it in the kitchen, come back to it, then we'll discuss.
Yeah,
it's an entertaining game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I couldn't agree more. And I think being a boxing fan that I am, I see this a lot with when people, there's a fight in maybe like April or May, and they're already saying this is the fight of the year, and then you sit around and say, hold on a second, don't we still have like 6 or 7 more months before we want to proclaim it? And like you said, a lot of fans are a prisoner of the moments and stuff, and I will admit that even yesterday I was prisoner of the moment when I was watching the Raiders play the Ravens, and people didn't want to give the Raiders credit. And it bothered me because I was a prisoner of the moment. There's no doubt about it. But we're up against the break. And when we come back, we're certainly going to talk NFL. And yes, for those who know me, I am a Raiders fan. And yes, because I'm a Raiders fan, and this is a podcast that I'm involved with, we're going to start off with the Raiders and the Ravens. When we come back, you're listening to Making the Cut.
Show that's bigger, bolder, and better. The Nick Bonsanto Show.
Nick Bonsanto here. Hey, join me 3 to 5 Eastern, noon to 2 Pacific, Monday through Friday, here on WBLZ. You never know what the heck we're going to get into. Hey, we have daily features like Here's the Thing. What do you think? The Police Block. Right? stud and dud and picks of the day, great guests, and more. Make sure you join me, Nick Bonsanto, 3 to 5 Eastern.
On WBLZ Sports, we've got balls.
Hey everybody, this is Robin Vandenberg from Bump and Run and Sports and Shiz, and you're listening to WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls.
Tune in with Brian Yates and Alan Zalorzinski for NHL on the Ice, the best hockey show on the web. We bring you guests each and every week for a show. Also, we bring you a national perspective of the NHL and also fantasy hockey advice. So check us out and follow us on Twitter at NHL_the_ice and at Zla Sports. On WBLZ, we've got balls.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call no matter the size of the job at 740-438-7173. And mention WBLZ Sports, you will get a discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial, or residential. Doug Peffer covers it all. Is your house looking ugh? Well, call on Doug. Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361.
I see dead people.
No, that's just our balls. WBLZ Sports.
This is Jay Lethal, the undisputed champion of the wrestling world.
This is John Sullivan.
It's Babs Ayagbusi.
Michael Thompson talking.
It's the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Xavier Rose. Charles Johnson.
Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa.
This is Matt Blair. Thank you for listening to Sportscast Radio. Sportscast Radio.
Welcome to Sportscast Radio.
I was running through the six with my wife.
Hi, this is Ryan Cook, your host over at Sportscast Radio. Come check us out every Monday night from 10 to midnight on WBLZ Radio.
Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial, or residential. Doug Peffer covers it all. Is your house looking ugh? Well, call on Doug. Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361.
What's up, sports fans? You know who this is. This is the coach, Mike Faber, where you can find me on the morning rant, 7 to 9. Are you tired about the same old sports? Are you tired of the way same old sports hosts talk about sports? Listen, what better way to wake up than with yours truly, the coach, Mike Faber. If you don't believe me, here's a little bit, a taste, a little bit of flavor in your ear. What we're witnessing is the most dominant tight end to ever play in an era in which, because you guys are bringing up guys that were freakish athletes for tight end positions. Best damn sports talk there is all day, every day, right on WBLZ Sports. Morning rant, 7 to 9. Yours truly, the coach, Mike Faber.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
But there are balls in WBLZ. You're listening to WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call no matter the size of the job at 740-438-7173. And mention WBLZ Sports, you will get a discount. That's Gen Service, 438-7173.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome back to Making the Cut. This is your host, Mark Washington. And you know, I want to get into the NFL now. And, you know, we've talked a lot about the weekend games with college football. There were some that probably we left out, and I understand that. But this is only a 1 hour podcast, so we wanted to concentrate on the ranked, the games that involve the ranked opponents. But, you know, the NFL wasn't that bad on Sunday either. There was a lot of close games, and there was close games involving both of the teams that Brandon and I follow. We're going to start with the Raiders and Ravens. That was in my backyard. Unfortunately, I was not able to make the trip up to Baltimore. You know, also wanted to have access to the Ryder Cup. For those who don't know, I do quite a bit of golf stuff, so want to keep an eye on the Ryder Cup. So did not go see the Raiders game live, but watched it here via the NFL Sunday Ticket. And the Raiders pulled off a 28-27 win on a late pass to Michael Crabtree. Crabtree was absolutely incredible in that game. He scored 3 touchdowns. He had 7 receptions for 88 yards. Made a very, very good game-winning touchdown pass by Derek Carr. And Mike, you know, Crabtree was able to kind of dot the I with the second foot. He got it down, dragged it a bit. Then the Raider defense took care of the rest. A Raider defense that honestly was not very, very good yesterday. It is an area of concern, even though the Raiders are, even though they are 3-1 at this point. You have to be concerned how they give up yards in chunks. Even though the rookie from Colorado State, Corey James, had a good game yesterday, he had 12 solo tackles, 15 overall. But when you look at the Raiders' defense overall, they let Joe Flacco go for almost 300 yards yesterday in a touchdown. Terrence West ran for 113 yards. That's the problem with the Raiders right now in their defense, is that there aren't lanes for running backs to run through. There are, you know, gaping holes for running backs to run through. And when the Raiders lost the lead, you kind of thought to themselves, even though they took the lead late, that, you know, if the defense can hold on. Now, we did see some pressure out the Raiders yesterday. They didn't always get home, but Khalil Mack forced, you know, just off the top of my head, I know he forced at least 4 holding calls or 3 holding calls on Baltimore's offense. Same thing with Irvin. He had a good game yesterday. But when you look at it, you know, 25 first downs given up, 15 through the air, 7 through rushing. It's just, and then 3 via penalty. I mean, it's just unacceptable when you look at it, and that the Raiders are going to have to sew up this defense sometime during the season if they want to compete for the AFC West along with Denver and Kansas City, even though Kansas City got donkey stomped last night. You know, the defense was on the field for 80 plays yesterday. The offense only had 54 plays. Now, the Raider offense is very good. It can be very explosive in the passing game. They've been using this 3 running back system on offense inside the backfield, but their receivers have been very, very good. But it doesn't do the Raiders any good as if they're only on the field for 54 plays while Baltimore's on the field for 80. That's just not going to work. You know, 5.2 yards per play out of Baltimore. I mean, these are numbers that you would think would come from a losing team. Yeah, it's coming from the winning team. So right now, Oakland has been doing it with smoke and mirrors and a good solid offense. They did not play well defensively against either New Orleans or Atlanta. We saw Atlanta take Carolina to task yesterday. Also, in the passing game, Julio Jones goes for 300 receiving. I mean, what sort of ridiculous video game number is that? But and then Oakland's defense wasn't very, very good yesterday. So that's something they're going to have to shore up. Only the Tennessee game where they only gave up 10 points have they been able to keep the other team out the end zone. Brandon, I don't know if you had a chance to check out yesterday's game, but can a team so porous on defense, go deep